Hi, in this video I'm going to explain about SQL. SQL is nothing but a structured query language which was used in database. Uh, Databases, if you want to know what is meant by database, databases are nothing but a place where whole data can be organized in any website. For example, if you consider Facebook, Instagram, or any social media website, it contains so many videos, so many posts, so many lives, so other things. Here, data is all stored at one place, and from that place, data is retrieved and shown to users. Further, we have two kinds of databases. One is relational and another one is non-relational databases. Relational databases are nothing but in which data is organized in tables format and which is structured. And the other type of databases are NoSQL. NoSQL, here we don't have any structure and data is organized in some other format apart from tables. SQL comes under relational databases. As name suggests, it is a structured query language. When we go now, we'll go to next concept. In this video, I'm going to explain very basic of SQL, and SQL has so many other concepts, but it is a beginner guide to start with SQL. Here in SQL, we have four kinds of languages. One is GDL, DML, DCL, and TCL. Firstly, when it comes to data definition language, it is auto-committed, which means if we do any operation like create, alter, rename, translate, and drop operations in database, it will automatically commit the total queries or operations which we did on a table. Here, data definition language mainly deals with databases and tables. Here we have few queries for creating tables. We use create table name, and inside it we have some values which we require and data type and the constraints. Similarly, we have few other commands for alter table. Alter table is nothing but to change any modifications in the table, which was nothing but update. Here we have queries to add column, drop column, modify column, various kinds of SQL engines which are nothing but, for example, SQL. SQL is used in MySQL engine. So here will support few commands and some other engine will support some other commands. So depends on engine, it may change, but the whole concept was very simple. SQL can be easy to understand and easy to write, and it was like a normal English language which we discuss every day. And few other operations of rename. Rename or use it to rename the table. Truncate and drop. Here we have two things. Truncate also remove all things in table. Drop also remove all things in table. Here, what truncate will do, for example, I have a table which contains primary key, name, and income fields. If I use truncate command on that table, only data will delete. The attributes which we have in table and the structure of table will remain same. Drop. Drop is nothing but will remove total tables from databases. Here, if we take one database, we have so many tables. In tables, we have interconnection and relation differences to each other table. So these are few things about serial commands. Next we go to DML. DML are not auto-committed, and here we have uh, manipulating data after adding the table. If you want to insert data, we can use the loop query or we have some other query to insert data. For updating data, we have update table names that we need to update based on a particular column. Uh, Delete. If you can ask me what is the difference between delete, drop, and compute. As I already said, compute and drop are auto-committed. No need to commit after every transaction or every change which you made in the database. When it comes to delete, it is not auto-committed, and delete need to have some condition. Here it only deletes a particular row. Next one is select. Select is a visual command. It's a data query language which can also command a data manipulation. Select or selectable, it will select total data from table. Here TCL. TCL is nothing but transaction query language. Most of the people why we use SQL in development or production is because of transaction facilities. Here it will follow some steps like asset properties which will make sure transactions will be complete, and it is very easy when it comes to transactions. So many companies use uh, MySQL in their database level. Here we have commit. Commit is nothing but if we are okay with our table data which was present, can directly save changes by just writing commit and rollback. Rollback, if you want to go to previous page, we will use rollback. Save point. When it comes to save point, it will what it will save some point, and we can go back whenever required. This is a few things. And here we have data control language. It is mainly used for database administrators which we don't require. Here we have two commands, grant and revoke, which was used to grant and revoke the permissions. And here we also have some constraints and what is the purpose and the example. We all know primary key. Primary key is unique and it should not be null. We can add primary key to the column which unit and not null. If you want to know more about keys, you can comment down or try to explain. And not null commands. If you want any column should not be null, we add while creating column, not null, or we can update later also. And unique column, default column, check column. What check column will do? It will check the value before adding into data which we contain in database. Foreign key. Foreign key is nothing but a reference to some other primary key in some other table. Consider sqlBasic which will contain um, unique ID, some name column and department ID column. Department ID is a foreign key which will reference to some other column in department table. In department table, as contain we have ID and name column. It will refer to that ID field. Here we have few operations uh, like arithmetic, comparison, logical, between, set, pattern matching, noise. All this was used in SQL based on the query, based on the requirement we will use it. Here we have few examples. We take comparison or logical. Here we are selecting employee ID, name, department, income from employee table, where sales is equals to sales, department is equals to sales, and income should be greater than 5,000. Here this comes under the arithmetic operator, and this comes under the comparison operator, and this is the logical operator. Thus using all three operations combinedly to get our desired output. Here also we are collecting and priority minimum income. Here we are multiplying income with 1.1 and as is nothing but the areas operator. This total data was represented as increased income in the table. Aggregate operations, group by and having, I'll discuss in next upcoming slide. But as of now, this I'll discuss in next slide. We'll leave this concept. Here we have some aggregate operations. Count, which will give the count number of rows. Count star will give number of rows. Count employee also we can use sum. It will add total thing what we required in the table. Here we need total of salary. Here we can also keep some other thing like price or what is the total revenue, anything we can take. Average, it will calculate average, mean and max values also. Here group by. Group by was nothing but, for example, I have one table. I want to know each department income. I have one company. I want to know for every department how much salary I am paying. So I will group columns based on the based on the department, and I will do sum of total income for every department. So here, as in this example, select department. I am going to select department, and here instead of average, I will do sum of income. As sum of income from employees group by here, we are using group by department and having class. First, uh, firstly, where class is used normally. Here we can ask why don't we use where, because we are querying some data. But when we are using group by, we must need to use having. Um, it was like a where class in normal table. Here we have having. Having average age should be greater than 50. This is how the table format should be always remember. First select and some aggregate function from if you have where class, but if you have where, um, if we don't have where, and group by and having will come in next. Now here we have uh, some other topics like joins. In SQL, joins are nothing but the output which we get by combining two tables. Here we have various kinds of joins: inner join, left join, right join, and full outer join. Full outer join is nothing but the uh, union of left and right join. Because we have direct names like inner join, left and right join in SQL, but we don't have name like full outer join. So now I will go to practical stuff. Examples of total thing. And thank you so much for listening. And if you have any queries or didn't understand any topics or need any clear explanation,